Good evening, guys, and welcome to the Variable Y Minute with your host, the Variable Y. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Man, guys, now I am not the NFL offseason guy. I've already told you that. Don't really care too much for it. I'm not really here for all the speculation. What if this? What if that? What if he goes here? He's going to go there, do this, blah, 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 blah. Don't care. I'm more about seeing what's done on the field and, of course, on the courts. But this is a very interesting time that we're living in. We've got no other sports to talk about. So, only thing we have to talk about is the NFL offseason. And what a great time for us to start talking about it because it's very, very interesting. So, where do we leave off? We left off with Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. And like I told you guys before, one of my friends said, again, not an insider, just a friend of mine, heard it through the grapevine, blah, blah, blah. Not an insider, just a dude talking sports in his basement here. Nobody, trust me. One of my boys was saying that he heard that Tom was going to Tampa Bay. It was a done deal. So as we now know, it is a done deal. Tom is going to Tampa Bay. And like we said before, we've got DeAndre Hopkins going to the Carolina Panthers for Carolina Panthers. I'm sorry, going to the Arizona Cardinals for David Johnson. We've got Stephon Diggs traded to the Buffalo Bills. That was on Monday. Now we've got Teddy Bridgewater signing with the Carolina Panthers. That means that Cam is that was Tuesday. Cam is no longer going to play there. He's looking for a trade, or they're looking to trade him. And now we got Nick Foles going over to Chicago to back up Mitch Trubisky. So that's interesting there. So where's Cam going to end up, guys? What do you think? We've got Phillip Rivers going to the Colts. Does anybody think that makes the Colts a contender for the Super Bowl? I don't think so. I think that Phillip Rivers is pretty much done. I think that he last year was really the Phillip Rivers that we're going to see. He threw a lot of interceptions and he threw a lot of underthrown passes. He just wasn't that sharp last year. And I think that this is the Phillip Rivers that we're going to see, not the guy we saw 2-3 years ago. Again, just because all these guys are now playing into their 40s doesn't mean that they're going to play into their 40s and they're going to be that good. So we've got that. And then as I'm about to get home, I hear that the Rams cut Todd Gurley. Last season, before the beginning of last season, they just paid him a boatload of money. And then they dropped him, which just goes to show you, like a friend of mine said, those contracts are not worth the paper that they're printed on. They might as well be on all this toilet paper that people are out there trying to get because things are hard right now. They might as well be on the toilet paper because you can wipe your what with it. This just, again, it just makes this whole thing very fascinating. I definitely want to see where Gurley's going to go. I definitely want to see where Cam's going to go. As you know, I'm a Falcon fan, so I want to see what we're going to do in this free agency. And if we don't, then I want to see what the team does in the draft. The draft is still going to come up. The draft is still coming up in a month. So where does that leave these teams now? And now that we're talking about this, we have to be honest. And I know it'll get done, but the Tom Brady deal still is not done. It hasn't been finalized. It's just kind of a done deal, but it's not done. So we still don't know what's going to happen in Tampa Bay. What's going to happen to Jameis Winston? Is he going to go somewhere and be a backup? I've heard people talk about him going to Pittsburgh, and I do think that that's a great idea because you got an established quarterback there. You can sit behind him and you could get your life back on track. You could do what Teddy Bridgewater did, essentially. You could sit behind him, maybe start a couple of games if he gets hurt, and then everybody's clamoring to get you on their team. We got so much to talk about, man. I mean, again, I'm not the NFL offseason guy. I'm not. I leave that up to all these other guys who like to talk about it. I am, as you guys know. Hold on, let me show you. Hold on one second. I am a fantasy football champion. If you didn't remember, I am the champion. of my fantasy league. So I do know a thing or two about fantasy football, but about real football, I'm not into all that insider stuff. I'm not into all that off-season stuff. Right now, it's March, so I would be watching college basketball. I would be telling you guys how my bracket has already tanked right now, and then I get ready for the NBA playoffs, but we don't have that right now. So luckily, for the first time in maybe about 10 or 15 years of me saying this, I'm happy that we have the NFL offseason because we got so much to talk about. My gosh, this is exciting. This is exciting for a nation out there that hasn't had sports in a week, and we have to sit back and say, "Man, I really miss sports." This is actually filling the void. So very excited to talk about that. Very excited to talk with you all about that. And right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go play College Hoops 2K8 to give you guys just a little bit of March Madness. And again, tomorrow, so that's what we're going to talk about. So tomorrow, let me know what you guys think. And again, remember, I am your fantasy football champion who is talking to you tonight. And we will be back again tomorrow, better than ever. And we will be back here for all of you guys. Hopefully, we're giving you guys something to laugh at and something to enjoy while we're all in this difficult time. And we just need to remember to stick together, to work together, to band together. And we can get through this. We will get through this if we work together. So until then, guys, work hard, work hard, hug your loved ones, and I will see you soon. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You can follow me on Instagram at The Variable Y. You can follow me on Twitter at variable_Y. And of course, over here on the YouTube channel at The Variable Y Minute. Have a wonderful night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Night, guys.